Welcome back, everyone, to Third Street Reactions. I'm Zach.
I'm Shane.
We are back with Attack on Titan, the final season, episode 24. Do you remember what happened last night, late, past my bedtime?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things. I mean, Aaron is still in the middle of the rumbling. I'm not sure we'll see him, the character, for a bit.
Yeah.
But we're dealing with everyone else in the fallout of that. All the dead bodies, the destruction.
Didn't it start mostly with Hitch and her recovering the bodies from the rubble and the survivors, and then her discovering that Annie had woken up?
Yeah. And then Annie, trying to pull Beatrix Kiddo on her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it didn't work out as well as it did for Beatrix.
Yeah.
But in this, she's also confronted with another person with military training who's also, in better health, let's say, in a better state. But they ride off, let's say, just to make a long story short, into the sunset because Annie's trying to force her to, get me the fuck out of here. Yeah. And she wants to go home see her dad. So we found out about her dad. I
mean, honestly, I thought her dad was going to be like the sweetest guy in the world.
We can't have everyone, all of them be like that, like Mr. Sasha's dad.
Yeah.
They can't all be as cool as him.
They have a great relationship, but it came through a lot of turbulence and ultimately, I think, respect. That she earned his respect, and then he looked at her as a daughter, and then felt bad at retroactively.
What we had after that, I believe, didn't it segue into Flock?
Just took that out of my mind. Yeah, Flock, he somehow survived, which is another thing I didn't talk about last night. There were a decent amount of people that got killed just when the walls came down.
Yeah, because you don't consider that.
Yeah.
And live up against the walls and how big those fucking walls were.
Yeah, I wonder if there were hardcore Jaegerists whose children died when that came down.
I know we had that confrontation in the beginning when Hitch was tending to the survivors.
Yeah.
Where those people were like, hey, I had sons that died too, but that's a small price to pay. If you look at the rest of the world was just going to come in here and kill all of us. Yeah. I mean, it'd be a very hard thing for me to say.
No,
small price to pay. I mean, I know it's getting the point across in a 20-minute segment of a show. Yeah. But those words choke me.
Yeah. I mean, to me, that's all I care about.
That's everything.
Is my kid.
Yeah,
really.
that's all the price to pay.
Yeah.
So once that price is paid, it's now. I mean, you might as well just kill the rest of the world. I mean, fuck. I mean, I don't know, but
yeah, I mean, I'm sure he didn't intend for any of that to happen, but it happened, and he's still looking at the bigger picture, which it's the whole world he wants to take down to defend the island. So,
and we also had Jean and Mikasa with Flock, and which we bounced back and forth.
But we bounced back and forth, and he's trying to tempt Jean. It looks like Jean is. I don't think Jean's
psychologically just kaput. Right?
Yeah, but I don't think he will join Flock unless it's part of a plan.
No, I'm thinking he's just emotionally kaput. Yeah. Right now he's just crying. He's like, Jesus, what the fuck is happening? Flock's shooting people up there and demanding, we can just do this. Flock's become one of those zealots. The zealot lady's now in the corner, if you noticed in that last episode, just sitting in a chair with her head down. Yeah. They didn't focus on her, but you could see her back there. Okay. Let's see, we rolled out of that. We have Mikasa and Armin. Yeah.
Yeah, and Armin, like you said this about Jean, he's emotionally, kaput, and I think Armin's pretty much there too.
Yeah, he's feeling the weight.
He's the one thing I think he thinks he can control that he's trying to do is try to save Falco.
Yeah, he's trying to unite what's left and something like a resistance to make sense of the situation.
And I think that's a good plan. So no matter how he's feeling, he's still trying to do that. I think that's good.
Yeah, so that leads us into Connie with Falco. And Connie's going over in his head, I'm going to be a good soldier and all this other shit. And then I think we discussed this last night, but he's coming to that realization with Falco. Falco's saying, oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
He's like, sure glad you found me, sir. I'm like, oh, man.
Yeah. And then at the very end, Hanji has Levi. Yeah. And they find Magath and Peak.
One thing I keep thinking about is I can't imagine Falco in a situation where he has to give up his Titan, him being eaten. I feel terrible for him. I don't, for some reason, I think Falco getting eaten, or any children, obviously. But
I think that's kind of where I'm at with it. It's the fact that this show has we've gone through so much in this show, people being eaten, but none of them were kids. Yeah. I remember. Yeah. Distinctly, anyway. Yeah. That to see a little kid beaten at that, we saw him be stepped on. Yeah. And shit by Grisha, and I'm sure we've seen them be eliminated in like fashion when Titans were destroying the city.
Yeah, but there was never a focal
of one being picked up and eaten. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it obviously happened, but it's just Yeah, Jesus. What a terrible world.
It's a very terrible world. So
growing up in that, if you're Aaron.
So, but I wonder, though, what's up with Levi? We discussed maybe he'll become another Erwin by the end of the story, where Erwin was missing a limb and everything, but, still...
It'd be interesting considering he wasn't chosen over Hanji, because he's just more of like a perfect ground soldier, courageous. He can lead a small band. Mm-hmm. But Hanji was the better person, supposedly, to lead.
Like strategically.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that would make sense. That'd be cool if, like, what if he lost, like, the opposite arm or something like that, too?
Maybe. So you can sit back and kind of reminisce.
Yeah.
Kind of ruminate on the fact.
Anyways, guys, before we jump in, we do put our reaction footage on Patreon. It's for free, though, for everybody. Just click on the link below. We also have full length over there if you want to support us. We appreciate it.
Let's jump in.
What? That man is intense.
Justice. You're right, though. The gang's getting back together with the whole class.
It's what I wanted in Game of Thrones.
Class of '99, whatever the fuck they are.
Whatever they were, I can't remember. I feel bad for Hitch, actually. I kind of unceremonious, if you ask me.
It was.
All right, thanks.
Yeah. I mean, she had a note there. It was a little more touching, I guess.
Yeah, the old Annie would not have left a note, so I'm glad.
Yeah.
You won't get much out of her. If you get a note, that's good stuff.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that she decided to come back.
Yeah, and she decided to come back, and she's going to... And Reiner's there, and they're all going to do it. I love it.
The boys are back in town.
Yeah.
It's a shitty song, but the boys are back in town.
Yeah. Yeah, so Levi... Oh, yeah, McGath's with them, or he's at least part of the plan, right?
Wait, remember Levi and Homer?
Oh, yeah.
Met with them, him and Peak.
Yeah, and he was giving her that look.
Oh, yeah, I think he wants to, like, bring that woman to justice. Yelena.
Yeah.
He's just looking at her, and it's not a look, it's like a look where I want you to live just so I can kill you.
Yeah. I've always liked McGath.
Yeah, well, he's cool. I mean, he's not, I guess, just a complete piece of shit like a lot of the Marleans were. Yeah,
he seemed to, like... And this is, you can also say this is like the slaver caring about his slaves, but he's still a slaver. I like him still.
I look at him, he's kind of the military guy that's fulfilling his role in that system, even though it's a shitty system. Anyway.
Armin...
That's what I think McGath is. I think he's functioning in his role.
Yeah. And he has like a baseline, genuine care about the kids.
Yeah, he's like, there's a humanity to him.
Warrior candidates, yeah.
There's a humanity to him, even though he understands that the situation for them is not a good one.
Yeah.
He's kind of a functionary. He's just fulfilling his role and just doing it well. Doesn't mean he has to be any more than a piece of shit than his role demands. So,
well, I just remember that, like, one of those first couple episodes, we saw him, like, they wanted to kind of get drunk and celebrate. He's like, nah, let him have this night.
Yeah, because the officers wanted to stop him.
Yeah.
He's like, no.
Because Zeke was like, I'll go back and stop him. Because he was sitting up there with the brass.
Yeah.
Before I get into Armin. Connie...
The brushing the teeth.
Yeah.
I think he's just an idiot. And
he is
couldn't come
an
up
idiot.
with a decent plan to get the kid up there without, you know what I mean?
Well, it's a way to kind of make... Because we haven't had any humor this season. And, I mean, if you focus on it too long, you're like, wow, you're doing this to push him into his mouth. Her and him, that's still terrible.
Yeah.
But in that moment, it was kind of funny.
Well, fucking Armin's gamble was...
I don't think it was a gamble. I think he was just willing to do it.
Well, probably so. He also... I think he understood.
Yeah.
Like, I do think he was willing to say, okay, we're bringing your mom back. You don't have to do this to the kid.
Yeah.
But I do think...
Because he told Gabby, please forgive Connie.
Yeah, because he's kind of letting her go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what a great friend, but when it comes to the cause, like, if we lost Armin, his intelligence...
Yeah.
And then his mother would just be, we would lose a colossal titan, essentially, a useful one.
Yeah, because she wouldn't know what the fuck to do. She'd be like that dude that was... that Zeke inherited it from, the Beast Titan from.
Yeah.
He wasn't any good at the military role.
And Falco, he also doesn't know what's going on with the Jaw Titan. He probably doesn't know how to use it, how to...
I wonder how many, like, the Marleyan military, like, when they fuck up and select the wrong guy.
They probably just feed him to someone else.
Well, so I'm saying that guy, though, like, they had to wait and train somebody else up. You're like, who selected this guy?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they were using him for his research.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if because like at that
same time, you could have let him do his research.
Yeah, at that time we were just using him as weapons of mass destruction. Like the Paradis mission seems to be like the hardest hardcore thing that the island has done, or that Marlene has done. Yeah,
It's definitely been from the.
He was useful enough to where they kept him until his time ran out. So
well, I forgot that maybe after he became that Titan, he's going to have access to so much information from previous Titans.
Yeah.
So I guess that may have helped with the research and shit.
Yeah.
Maybe that helped them along. But
I wonder what all there is to know.
I don't know. I mean, how far back can it stretch in terms of it's like the Avatar, where you can meditate and access past lives.
Yeah.
Aaron was able to influence Grisha, but at the same time, it's only because of his contact with Zeke.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I guess the only thing that made that possible.
Yeah, it seems like the memories they come and go, and obviously Aaron's were only activated at certain times, like when he touched Astoria and stuff like that. And that little girl from the very first season.
Yeah, I remember because you were talking about it was the merchant that was trying to shove their cart through and leave.
Yeah, she saved that little girl, and that little girl grew up to be a soldier, but fighting for the wrong cause.
Mm-hmm. And Negus is none too happy about the circumstances.
Yeah, I imagine.
Fucking scarf back.
It'd be so weird to see that,
Was she wearing the scarf at the end?
I can't remember.
Fuck it. She's not wearing it there. I'm assuming she wasn't wearing it to begin with.
You can imagine just take it off real quick for the end shot. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, and Jean being in the Peak's mouth. I wonder how long he was in there.
I don't know, but him and Jacopone and fucking Yelena.
Yeah.
So they all would have been.
Those two probably wouldn't know what was going on. Oh, God.
Yeah, I know. They're going to be fucking eating, like screaming and carrying on Johnson. Shut the fuck up!
Even Jean, you've never done that. You just met these guys. What you know what I'm saying?
It's fucking still disgusting.
What I like is, the one of the 9, unless they're trying to inherit a power, they don't eat.
It's like an alligator.
They don't eat anything, really,
Yeah.
So, what's like an alligator? Oh, the way it looks?
Well, the fact that, how alligators and crocodiles, they keep their young in their mouth.
Yeah.
And carry them around. Like
That's
that big,
weird.
long fucking
Isn't that
mouth.
weird?
Yeah, I know. They can tenderly keep their young there.
Yeah.
And carry them around. But they have such a fucking bite force. It's interesting. Their bite force is comparable to, some bears and shit. It's actually, it's still fucking strong compared to what a human can produce. So, it'd still rip your goddamn
I didn't know it was
arm off.
comparable to a bear. I figured
There's some, I think, I remember looking into it at one time. It might actually be bigger, larger.
Yeah.
Like pounds per square inch than a bear.
Okay.
I might be thinking, because I think a bear.
The physics of it, I feel like would have to be.
Well, what do you want to call that? Like the velocity, the fucking crash. Because I think bears and silverbacks, I feel like bears have a higher PSI bite force than a bear or a gorilla.
Yeah.
So I remember reading into that, what would win, a silverback or a gorilla or a bear? And it was interesting how they compare them, because you see gorillas will throw things around and shit because they're strong, but the gorillas get killed by leopards in the wild and shit.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you take
it'd be hard to kill a bear, even if you ambushed them.
Well, that's the thing.
Especially don't like
I guess bear. The way they describe with their anatomy. I was talking to you about this when we were on a walk one day.
Okay.
Their hide. And those type of animals.
Oh, it's so thick.
It's thick, but it also moves on their body.
Okay.
Like where a gorilla's or ours, it's almost attached to your musculature.
Yeah.
So if you get cut, it just immediately opens everything up. Well, with a bear, their hide will move, and that's why wolverines and these honey badgers, they get fucked with by bigger predators. They get swatted around. That's why they don't get torn open, because the hide just moves.
Okay.
And
that one video you sent me, I think it was either big cats or wolves. They were trying to eat something. It's I sent to you. It might have been a badger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're just fighting them all off.
Yeah.
And
they just gave up.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Bears are the same way. It's the gorilla would be able to tear open its hide as easily. And bears alone are just fucking powerful.
They're just big and strong too. Things with more muscle mass tend to win.
They're bigger, they're stronger, they're heavier.
They're probably faster.
They have the fucking claws.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just overall, if you take the biggest fucking bear on the planet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Against the most badass gorilla. The bear would definitely win.
Yeah. We did see Levi.
Yeah, and he's
missing some fingers.
Yeah, he's missing some fingers, but he lived. He wants to kill Zeke.
Mm-hmm.
But if killing Zeke would help, I guess, break apart their union, I guess.
Yeah.
Then that could work. You know?
And then Aaron would still live. I have to wonder how that'll pan out. Dude, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, man. It all went to my head.
Yeah.
You talk about Falco crying in Gabby's arms.
Yeah,
He's a sweet boy, like you said.
I love Falco. I love him. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing with masculinity, is the tradition is that You just don't cry. Or you will cry. You don't do it in front of people.
Yeah, you know I mean? That's what my dad always said. Go cry in your room. You know, he always told me that. Yeah. I don't know if I would say that. I mean, I'm comfortable to cry when it's appropriate, but I would never cry into the arms of a woman.
Yeah, I'm crying when it's appropriate. I have done.
Yeah,
but it's like
never in the arms of a woman. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
You know what I want to do real quick? I want to look at these cards, these metal cards.
Oh, this literally is one. I'm pretty sure. Ragaco Village. A village was deserted or being overrun by Titans. Upon the arrival, the scouts discovered. Nope, that might have been.
It might have been because at the end of it,
requested. Yeah,
that she was kept there.
Discovered a single Titan with extremely small limbs, which made it unable to move. Later, when Titans were being eradicated from the island, former Ragaco resident Connie Springer requested for the village to become a Titan observation zone and be left as is. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think the smart play, like you said, would be to put her out of her misery. You know what I mean? Because either way, you got to think, even if you brought her back, that'd be for you, because then they're only going to live for so many years.
How would you feel, though? Would you want to be brought back? I don't know.
You're condemning her to be brought back, and then she'll be eaten.
But now she just... Well, I mean, it depends what they want to do, I guess. If they want to...
Well, yeah, she's going to be eaten later.
Well, if they just want to end the cycle, and she just dies.
She'll be born somewhere else.
Yeah, but she won't be eaten.
No.
What if she got to choose to pass it on or just die naturally?
I guess that's one thing, but fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, they'd be condemning the world all over again by not controlling where that shit is.
Yeah. I mean, because it could just go to a random alien like that interbred with someone too, like some village.
Yeah, anywhere.
I don't know. Yeah.
Just turn randomly into that shit, and you gotta go.
I guess I feel like I'd want to be brought back. And then I'm not sure what I would want. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. There's nothing comparable to it.
But I know they don't like the cycle and they want to break it. But I don't know how you break it because someone else will just get a nuclear bomb if you don't get the nuclear bomb.
That's the thing. Why couldn't Aaron just say, instead of doing all this shit with the aliens, why didn't you just say, hey, we're just going to stop granting people these powers?
Because even without the powers, I think they'd still the rest of the world still wanted whatever that stuff is that. Yeah,
no, I agree. I'm saying, though, if they could resolve it, the circumstances...
Resolve the Titan stuff. Yeah, I think you could.
That's what I'm saying. They can get rid of that shit, but that's also their only card they can play.
Yeah, that's their only card, so,
It's kind of a catch-22.
Yeah. If they're able to get their freedom, and then he can take away the powers.
Yeah.
Then I think that would be optimal, as long as getting the freedom involves genociding everybody else.
What's I'm saying, it's how would they know or trust the rest of the world not to do that to them? After the fact, that's the problem. The rest of the world's already experienced all that.
You're only going to have your crazy ass dictators out there or something, too, you know?
They fucking, like I said, xenophobes, like Jan Capone was saying.
I liked how he was going to go out.
Yeah.
I like Jan Capone quite a bit.
Yeah. But everyone's been xenophobic towards them, is my point.
Yeah.
So it's like...
No, you're right. I think it's just more like...
There's a balance. There's all kinds of examples of it, because he's right.
Yeah, he's right.
But they're also not targeting... I guess they're just targeting everybody.
Yeah.
That is not one of them, which is kind of how you could say, like, the Germans did or whatever. But
at
the same time, the rest of the world is like, no, fuck these guys.
Well, it's like the rest of the world's leaders, which is probably 0.1% of the whole world. Anyways, it was another great episode. I'm just glad the gang's getting back together. To me, that's important.
That was a powerful moment. A good observation.
It's what I wanted for other things I've watched. You know what I mean? It's not, to me, it never gets old. To me.
Yeah.
It's something that I could consume in multiple things, and I would always like it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't got anything else, man. So
I don't either. I'm looking forward to where this goes. I mean, I'm interested in how they're even going to confront Aaron.
Yeah,
what the plan is, but...
are we going to have some more of that spiritual kind of stuff, you know?
At some point, I think so, but then now you've got all the other Titans. You got the armor, the female Titan, the Colossal, the Jaw, which I don't know how effective Falco can be right now, his current state.
Oh, you think he'll transform? I imagine they'll use him at some point.
In the cart.
Yeah.
So, you got those 5,
and
Aaron's, 3, and then, of course, Zeke with him.
Yeah.
So, you have to wonder, how effective they can be. Probably, I don't know how effective those fucking other Titans are from the wall, the rumbling. Like, if they're just going to just walk around and stomp on shit. How operative, functional they are. But if it comes down to them confronting Aaron, like, look, I don't know as big as he fucking is.
Yeah, I don't know how you talk to that thing. Or can you just think it and will he sense it anyways?
Yeah.
Does he know what they're doing? Because like
he can project his thoughts.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's like a conscious,
Because what if he just knows they're doing
function,
this?
like me putting my arm out here right now, like he has to think about it in order to get into your mind.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Or does he...
Like he has to turn it on if he doesn't turn it on. But what if he is this omnipresent thing? And then when you get to him, he says, well, I already know what you're doing, what you're trying to do, and here's what I'm going to tell you and why you're going to walk away and you're going to agree with me or some shit. You know what I mean? But I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think so either.
Because I think they'll...
Make for bad television.
Yeah, because it'll just end on a sour note.
Yeah.
Which, I'm not saying that can't be powerful, but like...
in that instance, it would not be that powerful.
Well, I want a happy ending. And I don't think Aaron needs to have one, but I think we need to have one. Like the world needs to have a happy ending.
Yeah, I agree. It doesn't have to happen.
Yeah,
if it's done well, it doesn't have to be a happy ending.
Everything I say, the caveat is this guy has always impressed me, and if he impresses me with a depressing ending, then I'll take it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Pretty much.
I said with Game of Thrones, I said, I have faith that these guys will always make the right decision. And in the end, they gave me a wrong decision, or a rush decision, I should say.
They didn't make a good decision.
If that season was 2 big seasons, maybe it could have been better.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyways. Anyways, guys, I think that's it. If you don't want to wait until next week, check us out on Patreon.